welcome back to my channel, and thank you to my returning subscribers. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do. Just click that notification bell and then you will know when I do record my videos when they are ready. So today we're going to do a reading just to see where your energy is right now, what's going on for you. I've got two different animal decks. We've got the Dreaming Oracle and the Woodland Wardens. So we're going to see, it's upside down, we're going to see what energy we are in right now for you, what is going on for you in your life. If there's any questions, if there's anything that's really on your mind right now that you'd like to know about, I want you to put that question, an actual question. So really think about how you would frame that question if we were doing a reading in person, okay? So pop a question in your mind right now around something that you really want to know about. And then as you're listening to me, obviously because this is a collective reading, it's not all going to resonate with you. Some parts might and some parts might not. But just listen to the words that I use if they resonate with the question that you ask. And if it does, do get in touch, drop me an email and we can look into doing a personalised reading for you. If you do have questions as well, then I do those at a cheaper rate. It's like £10 per question to get your answer, and you normally get that within a couple of hours. Unless, you know, I'm fast asleep or something, then you might have to wait a few hours. But I generally get them to you within way before 12 hours, okay? So let's get into your reading today and see what, so that question that's on your mind, let's see if we can answer that right now. And if I do answer your question with what I say in this reading, just pop a little emoji down in the comments, okay? A nice emoji. We have horse and personal power. So what is on your mind right now? This question that is on your mind, it could be to do with your confidence, your ability to know what direction you want to take in your life, okay? Something feels like perhaps it is making you feel a little bit powerless. It's almost like you normally feel quite powerful, or you normally know what direction you're going in, or you're normally, things don't tend to hold you back, but it feels like something is holding you in a bit of a stuck energy that's affecting your personal power right now. So let's see what the Woodland Wardens are telling us to go with that. So come on, Spirit, what do we have for this question that our viewer has today? What is this question? Questions. We ask a lot of questions to ourselves all the time, don't we, every day? The trout and the lily of the valley, purification. Now, lily of the valley, that's the flower for my, what's it called? Star sign, Taurus. So you may be a Taurus, or something around May time or April time might be on your mind right now, and that's usually when you see the lily of the valley. Somewhere I used to live, there used to be a whole border of lily of the valleys around, and it was really, really lovely. And especially when it's like your birthday month as well, it's like, oh, it's really nice. It's like it's meant for you. So there's a time here of you maybe going through a bit of a cleansing process. So you might be starting to step away from things that are causing you issues in your personal power, that are making you feel weak, or that you're just not travelling in the direction that you want to go in. See that horse there? Now this reminds me of Rado in the runes, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rado comes out as well. And this is about taking responsibility for yourself, knowing the direction that you're going in, taking that journey. And the journey for you has started with a real cleansing process, a purification. Anything that feels, I don't want to say the word toxic, but anything that feels like it's been muddying your waters, you know, just getting in the way of your intuition, not allowing you to really see clearly, you are removing that. It's almost like you're having, you know, under a waterfall or something, flushing away all the stuff that is holding you back from your personal power. So you might already know what that is in your life, and you've already started the cleansing process, okay? I've had a little bit of a cleansing process personally in my environment. So you might be going through the same thing. You might be feeling like you want a bit of a cleansing process, but it doesn't necessarily mean your external environment. It could be your internal environment. So for some of you, you might be changing your diet, or maybe fasting, or going on some kind of liquid diet. I don't mean alcohol, by the way. And if for some of you, it might be actually about you cleansing what's around you, like removing people from your life, that kind of thing, just cleansing and making things more clear. I'm actually going to pick the runes first of all. So let's see what your runes are telling us about on this. We have Lagos. So this is flow. This is about facing fear and finding flow in your life. This is a movement. It is the ability to move forward, and sometimes intervention as well. So it's where you are able to, water has the ability to intervene where it wants to go, where it needs to go. And Isa, this is about you observing yourself and accessing and acknowledging what your needs are, especially on an ego level for this one. So it's almost like you are checking in with yourself as to sort of like, what is actually working for me, what isn't working for me. And you are observing how you speak right now, how you communicate yourself. You're watching yourself like a hawk. You're really watching yourself for, who do I believe I am? What is my identity? And you may have kind of felt like you're going through a bit of an identity crisis at some point, where you're not sure actually who you are or what's going on. And this might be a time for you right now where you're kind of reinventing yourself. And we have Gebo. This actually came out earlier as well. And this is about bringing the balance between the masculine and the feminine together. It's about giving and receiving in balance. It's the gift. And that's what I feel is happening for you right now, is because you've made this decision to cleanse anything that no longer serves you, that isn't really working for you, and that's holding you back from your personal power. You've actually aligned yourself with a real flow and movement on that. And what you're flowing into right now is this being in the moment, being present with yourself. And that's aligning you with an energy of giving and receiving. You're really watching yourself. And I feel like because of that, you've had a real breakthrough and an epiphany of like where you want to be, who you want to be, and you're probably just about to communicate that. So your question then, what is your question about? What is your current situation? What is your current situation? Some of you might be feeling a little bit blocked up as well, maybe a little bit nasal, or got headaches or neck ache. It's like down the back of your shoulders and your neck, and around your head. It's sort of like feeling a little bit tense. Maybe in your head, maybe a little bit too much. Could do with being in your body a little bit more. Maybe go and do some form of exercise that makes you feel good, or some breathing work. So what is this current situation? It's taken a while, isn't it? What is going on with you? What is this current situation? I'm not going to push any of the cards back in this time. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is about investment. So for some of you, this could be investment in terms of something that you want to put money into to watch grow. For some of you, this could be about you actually wanting to take money out of something that has been growing so that you can do something else. And yeah, it's about getting money. It's something about that. But for some of you, this is actually about you investing in something long term that you feel you've actually been growing for a little while now. It's almost like it started as a seed, but then you almost gave up on it or didn't think it would actually amount to anything. But then recently you've started to nurture it again. And since you've been nurturing it, you've really noticed actually what is flourishing from this and what is actually looking good from this. So it feels to me like a project, or it could even be just something in your life that you really wanted to manifest. You neglected it, or you kind of backed away from it, or didn't think it was worth it. And since you've come back to it, it didn't go away, and you've started to nurture it, you're really starting to see just how much potential it has, just how much it makes you feel glad, or yeah, you really see that potential with it, okay? So that's something you've gone back to, I feel. And it's been a struggle. I almost feel like in the midst of this, you've had to, like, this is part of that cleansing process, that purification. You're having to, like, turf some things out. maybe there's an energy of another person in your life here that's kind of put on you a little bit, and you're like, you know what, you can have that back, you can have this back, I'm getting rid of this, I'm getting rid of that. This might be in a physical sense as well. Maybe if somebody was living with you or something like that, and you're like, you know what, I've packed all your boxes, here's all your stuff. You know, if they don't live with you anymore, you may have had all this stuff, and you're like, actually, I want my space back. And this is how I'm feeling with you, is that it's almost like you're saying, I want my space back from a certain area so that you can nurture and develop something else, something that feels more aligned with where you want to move to, more aligned with your personal power. So what is your challenge? The challenge here is about an energy. This is like the romantic night. This is about, okay, a challenge of romance. Maybe you feel like something you're letting go of means you're not going to have anything romantic. Or maybe this is an energy of you feeling like the challenge is that you're recognizing actually you do want that. You do want this romance. And maybe that's something that you're nurturing here. Maybe you are realizing actually this is what I want. For some of you, this is an emotional journey, and you're starting to recognize your emotions. The cleansing process here is about you, I feel, acknowledging a way that you've been that's blocked you from your emotional intelligence, if you like, your ability to show how you feel on an emotional level. So that's the challenge. I'm just going to get a little bit more clarity on that one. Okay, you ask for clarity and you get, yeah, there's way too much there. I'm going to put those back. We'll be all day with that one. Okay. Somebody might have hurt their thumb recently, like cut themselves or something like that. Or there's some kind of ailment on the thumb. It could be an ache or an actual something hurting. Oh, okay, that one did come out before. So yeah, the challenge here is like, it almost feels like there's something that you did manifest in a romantic way, but you kind of got bored, or you've got this energy of feeling bored about things, and that's why, okay, so that's why this got left behind. But now you've kind of gone back to something to nurture it, because you've had a realization of actually it's got a lot of, it brings a lot of joy and inspiration to you. It brings a lot to you that you actually want to manifest in your life. The sun, if you've ever seen a sun card in some of the other decks, it looks like a person on a horse heading towards the sun. So it's like, that's what you've realized, is like, actually, this is the sunshine for me. This is the light path, not the dark path. And what you've come from is something that's made you feel quite stagnant, quite bored. And you're recognizing, actually, my personal power is best when I'm heading towards the sunshine, when I'm heading towards something that brings me gladness and joy. And you've decided, you know, you want some harvest from that. But in order to get harvest from that, you have to nurture it. Okay, right. It is definitely something from the past. It's definitely something that you have fond memories about. So this could actually be a connection that's like from the past, that you've just had a realization about. Perhaps you didn't fully nurture it and now you would like to go back to it. I do feel like this could be someone that is actually in your life now. So it's not like a past where you're not in contact with this person anymore. I feel like this is actually something and somebody that is actually in your life now. So for some of you, this could actually be, you may already be in a relationship here, and you've kind of like gone a little bit stagnant, and now you're trying to nurture that, bringing it back together, having that realization. But you've realized things that you need to cleanse in yourself and let go of to allow you the space and the time to work on it. So what do you need to focus on? Okay, what you need to focus on is letting go of like feeling low, feeling guilt, or it's just something about what's happened in the past is in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, it's not necessary to flog yourself over that or worry about it. It's almost like somebody feels like there's no hope here. There's no, yeah, you've got to let go of that. You're being asked to let go of that, because actually there is a new idea here. There's a new beginning here. There's an inspired thought that's recently come into you that you've realised, I can do something with this, okay? Yeah. Since September last year, something made you feel not very good. Maybe you weren't very well, or you just didn't feel good. And I feel like you took a bit of a break from things in your life. You took a bit of space to heal. And then since you've come forwards over the past few months, you're still holding on to this, and you've realised that now. It's like, what am I doing? This is making me feel the way I was before again. And I've got this sense of something feeling really icky, like not very well, not very good. But you've realised now, actually, I need to, it's almost like you're burning away. Can you see it looks like cobwebs on there? It's like you're burning away these thoughts, these things that have been held in there. And these things may have come from somebody else that have said things about you or to you that you kind of held on to and started to believe about yourself. You're burning all of that away now. You're burning away any shame or guilt or anything that's been put on you to make you believe that you're that kind of person. That's what Easter is talking about on here. You're really working on that relationship with yourself in terms of, what is my identity? What do I identify with? How do I want to present in the world? And you're starting to be more present in when you're stood with other people or you're in any environment now. You're very much more aware of being in that moment, being present, listening, understanding and communicating better. There's a lot to do with you wanting to communicate yourself better. You're definitely something that you walked away from, you are returning to. So let's see what the future holds for this then. What is the future of this? Just saw 17:17 on the clock there. Okay, the future of this is very much fun. Serendipity. It's accessing and allowing you to be sort of like, this is great. I'm enjoying myself. I feel like a big kid again. There's a need for you, I feel, to be close to the sea or taking some kind of trip that is near the water, near the ocean. There's something about waves and cleansing as well. It's like allowing the salt water to wash over you, to cleanse you. And I can see you sort of like stood in there. It's like in the cold water, allowing that to go woof over your head and over you, and just kind of like flushing away, cleansing any of that stagnant energy. It's like you're asking for that to happen. Okay, you are asking for that to happen. And this, it could be very recent future. This could be happening right now, actually, or that's what I'm feeling like. It's like a real refreshing energy. You're ready for this. You're ready to move forward because you've had this like clarity. You've had this aha moment almost that's made you realize what it is that you want to nurture, what it is that really works for you. Okay, what actually builds your power, not breaks your power, not holds you in a place of feeling powerless. So what advice does Spirit have for you at this time? Jeez, I think I'll do that again. What advice does Spirit have for you right now? Let me see. Okay, that's interesting because that does go along with Easter as well. Of this is about a time of having patience. Your advice here is to be patient, be balanced. That's interesting because we've got Gebo as well, which is that balance of the masculine and the feminine. We've got balance of masculine and feminine here. The sun, it represents, it's Pingala, it's the sun, it's the masculine, and Ida, the moon, which is the feminine. It's getting that balance and understanding the purpose of having that balance. Yeah, that is what I'm feeling from this for you. Is that is your advice from Spirit, is just keep getting that balance, keep striving for that balance in giving and receiving. and your own inner masculine and feminine. Okay, so it's sort of like knowing when to take action, when to touch into your emotional body. And you're starting to understand that balance more. You're starting to understand how you can stand in your personal power by allowing that. Okay, the past 4 months you've undergone quite a healing process, and you are still in a recovery position on this. Okay, you are still recovering. That is why you're being asked to have patience, take things slow and steady, strive for that balance. Okay, what about your environment right now? Aha! Okay, environment wise, there's some real changes coming, and this is why it's saying about this cleansing process. I can see somebody really clearing things out, sorting things out. If there's been somebody in your life that is now not in your life, you're getting rid of things that remind you of this person. You're getting rid of stuff. You're maybe giving them that back. You're just really cleansing things through. For some of you, this could actually be you leaving a place of work as well and clearing like a desk or something. Or just clearing out things that kind of are holding you in a place that reminds you of that. It's almost like you're getting the energy with that page of cups there. You're getting that energy to be sort of like, right, it's time for a cleanse. It's time to make everything cleansed and create more space. You know, where there's clutter, you're starting to declutter now. Whether that is mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, you are cleansing. And it feels good. It's inspiring you to do more. You're starting to realise more. You're no longer stuck. You're no longer feeling blocked or stagnant. You're starting to feel things shifting and moving. Okay, so what are your hopes and fears at this time? What are your hopes and fears at this time? I can see a lot of water, like sea and stuff like that. And just, yeah, being around water is good at this time for you. No way. The Queen of Cups did pop her head out a little bit ago, and then I pushed her back in, and now she's flying out again. What was I saying about water? Emotional fulfillment, love and support. There's a lot to do with emotional fulfillment right now that's important to you. You're starting to realise how important that is to you to gain balance between masculine and feminine, but balance emotionally with this. And yeah, I can't stress enough how much you are starting to realise the importance of that. The importance of expressing emotion as well without it being in like a self-pity way. It's more about creating that kind of energy of like, I'm just going to, it's like you're being quite clear. You're having clarity and movement with how you're feeling. You started to understand that actually by holding on to emotion, by not showing it, by not expressing certain things, you're locking it into your body in certain ways, and it's uncomfortable for you, and it's actually causing you to hold on to patterns and things in your environment that are feeling like they're holding you back in that personal power. Yeah, it's time for that movement. It really is. Okay, what is the outcome here? What is your outcome here? Some of you might have a really heavy headache as well. And that might be because you are doing this cleansing process at this time. You know, you might be having less of the things that you would normally have, and your body's like just adjusting to that. Oh, okay, well, it looks like the Six of Wands is trying to come out, so if that comes out again in a moment, we will take it. Three of Pentacles, sorry. I'm going to put that back, actually. So let's try that again. So the Six of Wands might come out. Let's see what the outcome is again, shall we? What is your outcome here? Oh, I can't shuffle tonight, can I? What is your outcome? We've got the Two of Pentacles. So your outcome again comes down to that balance, that understanding. And this for you is about being flexible in how you go about things. It's about getting that balance between responsibility and having fun. And that is important for you at this time. It's sort of like, don't be too, even though you want to nurture something here, even though you want to grow this, don't be too engrossed in just that. Get that balance. So allow yourself to, you know, be doing other things as well that are fun and enjoyable. Seven of Swords, that's interesting. Now this is an energy of where somebody wants to be on their own, or like, you know, like stepping away from situations, a bit like a runner kind of energy, where someone wants to run away from things. And maybe you started to witness that within yourself. It's almost like when things start to feel balanced, when they start to feel calm, you run away. Or, you know, you start to see or believe there's something in it that's not quite right, you know, or not quite real. It's that kind of energy. But you're starting to recognise, actually, maybe observing yourself more, you're starting to realise perhaps what I'm really feeling is contentment, and I don't need to run away from that. Maybe that's what it is, because it is like you want balance. Yeah, you are going through a real process at this time. It's almost like you don't recognise yourself sometimes at this moment. And I'd say the past 4 weeks have been tricky for you on this journey. You're feeling ways that you perhaps didn't realise or haven't felt before. Let's get some more clarity on that. Yeah, so it's where you kind of, you can sometimes get bored quite easily, or sort of like feel like, oh, you know, this is just, yeah, it's all great and everything, but I'm bored now. And this is what you're recognising at this time. You're starting to recognise that feeling and seeing it as, actually, maybe I should just not run out the door to change things when I get this feeling, but instead inquire into myself as to why I'm feeling this way. So why do you feel that way? You know, this is about you acknowledging the truth within yourself. Why do you feel that way? Well, it came out. Again, balance, integrity, truth. It's like you don't trust yourself sometimes to be able to balance it, to be able to keep that going. And that's because you've never really been given the opportunity, the space to really acknowledge what it is that you want, what your needs are, how you want to go about life, what direction you want to take. But now you're in that space where you can manifest this for yourself. You can step into your personal power. You don't need anybody else to do that for you. You don't need anybody else's input to access that within yourself. And you're starting to realise that now. Whereas maybe before you've always felt like you needed other people's validation or input to achieve that personal power. But you're realising you don't actually, because what you find is that there comes a point where you're like, actually, I'm bored with that now. And yeah, you are starting to realise, I don't want to be bored anymore. I want something more of a solid foundation, something I can really invest in long term. So what else do we have for you? So if this resonates with you and you're understanding what I'm saying here, and this was part of the question that you just asked yourself when you first watched this video, then pop a little emoji down there in the comments for me. Don't forget, I'm also looking at names of people that keep popping up to be chosen for a free reading at the end of the month as well. So it is worth your while in leaving me a comment, because when you like the videos, I don't actually know who's liking them, okay? It doesn't tell me names of people that are liking them, but comments, I get to know who's there. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any more cards coming out. I'm just going to pick one last one on here. Okay, so Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's almost like there's an energy of you recognising sometimes where you may have betrayed yourself in certain situations, and you're starting to realise now, I don't want to do that anymore. And you want to move forward feeling like you know what you want. without there being any cloaks or daggers or anything hidden, or anything that you can be afraid of or fear. And we've got the Magician. So this is something, again, that manifesting. You are in an energy of bringing things together, that balance, alchemizing. So this, I feel, is about you bringing the emotional and the spiritual together and bringing that into your physical realm. And also there's a lot of energy around your mentality as well. It's like you're really starting to acknowledge how you can balance your head and your heart, understanding what is that I need. You know, when I'm telling myself, when I have a thought pop into my head, you're questioning now how that feels in your heart. You haven't done that before, I don't feel. It's like before, now you've just gone with the logic, the masculine. But now you're dropping more into your heart and starting to feel like, actually, my inner feminine, how does my inner feminine feel about this? And you're starting to alchemize that. You're starting to work the two energies together. You're bringing this real balance within yourself. That's going to start to be noticeable within your connections as well, within your relationships, within your work, within all aspects of your life, basically. And you're going to notice the difference there. Things are just going to seem to run a lot smoother because of the work that you've done on yourself. So I'm going to leave that reading there for you. If that did resonate with you and you would like to know more, my details are down in the description box. So please do get in touch for a personalised reading. And like I say, leave a comment for me. And I will speak to you all very soon. Have a blessed evening.